Welcome Raiders, hello. My name is Nova. I am your cat boy incubus king, and I go by he, they pronouns. I'm currently doing a collab with Suris at the moment. He is an what do I call you? An activist?
I mean, you can say political commentator.
Political commentator. And we are currently commentating over this fucking video.
All right, guys, we just got finished covering Matt Walsh talking about asexual people on Valentine's Day, and that made me want to ram my head against a cheese grater. So today, we're going to do the exact same thing, but now it's Ben Shapiro. So I'm imagining that the diet cherry version of Matt Walsh is probably not going to change how I feel about this topic, but I figured I would actually bring a friend of mine in to the conversation this time, primarily because, well, I mean, I wanted to, but also because it's Terraria Tuesdays, and I am dragging this bean everywhere with me and ruining his life. So if you guys have not met Nova already, Nova, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Nova Light VT. I am a trans cat boy incubus king. I actually just came out recently. I go by he, they pronouns. And yeah, I am a dork too. I don't know. That's it. I'm awkward too.
Apparently. Suddenly you feel like you're on the spot. You watched me record so many of these, and now you feel awkward on the spot.
I know, it's fucking weird.
Anyways, that said, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into talking about Ben Shapiro, but first we're going to get into the fan art section. So, the first one we have here is the I can do it for you dog, because why not?
Why?
Because axolotls with cream is a weirdo and decided to show us this one. So yeah.
Axo, why?
Axo's just in the chat. Let me do it for you. Oh my god. Well, thank you, Axo. The next piece of fan art we have is not a fan art of me, but it's actually a fan art of you. And this is the one that DNA me through you.
That PNG is made by my model artist Sama Lilia, and it came as a surprise that Amy got for me, and it fucking made me like nearly scream because it was fucking awesome.
I can attest. I was there.
Yeah, Suris was literally there.
I was there. No,
and and Suris was the one who said I should make it my Discord reactive PNG.
Yeah, I wanted you to have something you were more comfortable with when we do Terraria Tuesdays, so you might as well. But that said, as always, everybody, thank you for all your fan art submissions. If you want to throw fan art from me, then you can use my Discord link. If you want fan art to be thrown at Nova, then throw it into Nova's Discord. But if you are throwing it for both of us, I guess you can throw wherever. Who knows? Who cares? But, guys, unfortunately, we do have to cover this, which is not going to be fun. Nova, are you ready to bleed?
Just the fucking title. Oh, wait, I'm cursing a lot. I am so sorry.
It's
just
okay.
The title.
The fuck word is okay here. It's deserved.
Okay. The fucking title just pisses me off, like, immediately. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so for those who don't know, I try to speed up videos sometimes, but I can't do that for Ben Shapiro because he already talks like a human vibrator. If I were to speed him up, then I would just get the equivalent of the equivalent of Roadrunner sounds.
Okay, time for some things that I hate.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's a long pause for your editor not to cut out, Ben. You okay? You okay?
So, Valentine's...
No.
You okay?
I got raided.
Oh, I see Gantai just gave you a raid.
Gantai, thank you for the raid. I'm so sorry for stopping this real quick.
Oh, you're good.
Welcome Raiders, hello. My name is Nova. I am your cat boy incubus king, and I go by he, they pronouns. I'm currently doing a collab with Suris at the moment. He is an what do I call you? An activist?
I mean, you can
kind
just say
of deal.
political commentator.
Political commentator, and we are currently commentating over this fucking video.
Okay, let's keep going.
Day is coming up this week, and the Washington Post is focused laser-like on the people most affected by Valentine's Day. These would be people who are asexual.
Stop real quick.
Yeah.
Why the fuck does he sound like that?
Have you never heard him speak before?
Him speaking sounds like a fucking nerd.
Yes. No, look, I do not advocate for violence, but I 100% believe that Ben Shapiro grew up being stuffed into lockers. I believe this to be true. DNA says, wait, you pitched him up right? No, I did not. This is just how Ben Shapiro sounds.
And aromantic. We used to just call these lonely people, but now apparently we
Just call them lonely people. Ben, there are asexual people who have relationships.
I'm literally attracted to someone right now who is asexual and would actually pursue a relationship with them. Like, this is one of the people I'm attracted to. Asexual people date people. Oh my god.
It just happens.
It just happens.
we have to have like a big focus on this. This is one of my biggest annoyances in life, seriously, is that there are rules and ceremonies and they apply to the vast majority of the population and are pressed because they are transgressive in the extreme. All they care about is breaking rules and norms. They find the person who is like outside the box, like, but isn't this person victimized by Valentine's Day? Isn't this? So you have a standard in society that people should generally not be hugely obese. People should try to keep fit. So they find this one person who is very happy being extraordinarily obese. Like, but what about Bob? Have you thought about Bob? Well, this is what we're now doing with Valentine's Day. We must remember the plight.
Oh, why does, okay, first of all, why did he use the example of obesity here? That made no sense whatsoever.
So the reason he did that is Benz has done content on the fat acceptance movement before, and he has a lot of problems with the idea of accepting people at whatever body weight they happen to be. And on like a really on a just purely intuitive level, I understand where that sentiment comes from, because everybody should try to be at least somewhat healthy. But at the same time, nobody is saying that, oh, we should just put people who are very, very unhealthy on this giant platform. Usually that's a super exaggeration of what people actually want.
And the thing is, when it comes to obesity, there are some people who will eat healthy, who will exercise, and they will still gain weight or stay at the weight that they're at. Because there are medical conditions like PCOS, like
thyroid problems,
shit like that. Like, most obese people don't want to be obese, and depression also can factor into that too. When you're depressed, you don't want to take care of yourself. It's not that easy. Like, it's just that, I know like this topic isn't about that, but that just pissed me off.
Yep. Neko Tenshime, thank you very much for the resubscription. Oh my goodness, it's been 12 months, Suris and Nova. Your avatars are so adorable. Thank you. And Fennikagami, thank you for the 50 bits. Ben Ace, people get screwed over by Valentine's Day, not because they're lonely, but because romance in our country is conflated with sex. That's the thing we saw Matt Walsh do, where he conflated romantic attraction with sexual attraction, even though like they're not always the same thing.
Gino the Puppet, thank you for the 100 biddies. Here's some cash. Also, yeah, Ben sounds extremely nerdy. Like, is a actually guy?
Yeah,
does sound like that.
He is the actually guy. He really is.
Of the asexual and aromantic on Valentine's Day. See, here's the thing. As a member of a minority group in the United States, namely I'm an Orthodox Jew, I don't feel like every Christmas there has to be a story in the New York Times about what do Orthodox Jews do on Christmas? What, aren't they left out? Yeah. Well,
nobody is saying that there always has to be one. You're upset that there's happened to be one this time. Okay,
yeah, we're left out, and also we just go and eat Chinese food. Like, what's the problem? Like, why do we have to have full stories about it? But apparently, it is very important to think of the plight of people like Odella Pax, 37, who has always been skeptical of Valentine's Day. She's not opposed to romantic gestures, she said, but the holiday feels capitalistic and corporate-driven as companies entice couples to spend big on presents and chocolate.
I mean, that's not technically wrong. Like Valentine's Day, Christmas, Easter, like every holiday we have is very corporate-driven. That doesn't take away from the specialness of those holidays. Like there are people who mean the world to me who I got things for Valentine's Day for, but that doesn't mean that it made the Valentine's Day any more or less about fucking the actual items that were purchased.
We live in a capitalist society. Literally everything ties into capitalism. Everything is... You have to pay for everything.
Yep.
Like freaking birthdays. Freaking birthdays.
You can't escape it.
You can't fucking escape it.
If I have a partner, why do I only have to give them presents on one day? Why do I only give them flowers on one day?
You
Nobody
you
says...
shouldn't.
What?
You shouldn't. You should give your partner presents, like, not every freaking day, but like surprise them every once in a while. It's not just on holidays.
They might want a present at some point, and then boom, you just get them one. Who cares? What? This giant straw man, Fenigami, thank you for the 50 bits. Also, Adam Sandler literally made a song about how ignored Jews are. I mean, we're derailing. We're derailing.
Why is that day in particular special?
I had to pay for my own goddamn titty. It's cringe.
Penn Saukin, a New Jersey resident, it just never made sense to me. Pax's skepticism is widely shared, but hers comes with a twist. She identifies as both asexual and idem romantic. And we just used to call these lonely people. Now they're an actual minority protected class.
Wait, how are they a minority protected class? It's just labels. These are just things we use to describe people. Like, I explained this during the Matt Walsh video, but literally all it is you've got people who have no attraction to anybody whatsoever on one end of a spectrum, and then people who have all the attraction to everybody on another end of the spectrum. And depending on where you fall on that, we sometimes have a label for it. You might do the whole, like, one day we used to call them lonely, but now we have to call them X, Y, and Z. Ben, they're just labels. They're just ways we describe people. It's okay. It's okay to use labels to describe people. Oy, oy, oy. Said Ben, just because I'm arrow doesn't mean I'm lonely. I promise I get more pussy than you.
Probably died.
Jesus Christ. Toro DeCat, thank you for redeeming your points, but it gets converted because of the armistice.
Asexual and idem romantic, which means she does not have any desire for sex, and she doesn't make any distinction between romantic and platonic feelings. There's like a group for that? So what to do with a holiday that assumes romantic and sexual attraction are the norm? This year, she's been doing what she usually does on February 14th, making time for self-love and self-care. It sounds like this person has a lot of time for self-love and self-care because all they do is think about themselves all day long. For her...
What? Wait, what? How?
First of all, the only reason why Valentine's Day is tied into, like, sexual interactions is because of television.
We've glorified that.
We've glorified that. And it's it's healthy to love yourself. It's not unhealthy to, like, want to love yourself. I've had troubles loving myself for a long time, and now that I've come out, I'm finally loving myself, and there's nothing fucking wrong with that.
That means soaking in a hot bath before curling up in bed with her 3 stuffed animals, Findall, Marsha, and Sylvia, the last 2 named after trailblazing trans activist Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera. Sounds like a happy life right there.
It does. It actually sounds like a perfectly happy life. God, Fenigami, thank you for redeeming your points for an you fucking degen.
Thank you, Gino. I appreciate it.
We are creating a society of happy people by focusing on the marginalized groups who refuse to or do not wish to take part in nice things like, traditional romance. We can make the world a better place so that everyone who wants to curl up with Findall, Marsha, and Sylvia, named for trailblazing trans activists as stuffed animals, can do so on Valentine's Day.
This sounds like a non-issue. This sounds like a non-thing to be upset about.
Romance is such the expected norm, said Pax. It is in the movies. It is in advertising. It is in music. It is in books. It is everywhere. Well, that's bad. That's very bad. Pax is not alone in rejecting the notion the relationships acknowledged on February 14th have to include romance and sex. Roughly 1% of Americans are asexual, according to a study from the Williams Institute at UCLA. Although experts such as Jennifer Pollitt, Assistant Director of Gender, Sexuality, and Women's Studies at Temple University in Philadelphia, a professional useless person, believes the population...
Oh my fucking God. People who study sociology, people who study social statistics are not useless. They are very, very important when it comes to market research studies. They're very important when it comes to analysis of broad demographics. They are useful when it comes to tracking things like, spreads of pandemics, because we can see how different social groups end up interacting more or less, and this changes the way that certain things do or do not propagate more often in a society. People who look at social statistics are not useless. They might be useless to Ben, but they're not useless. As soon as I heard women's studies, I knew he was going to have to comment on it. Yeah. Yep.
Is undercounted and its influence underestimated because of a lack of awareness. Clancy Withers, 19, realized that they were asexual. You notice the high correlation between the transing and the gender non-binary and the asexual and aromantic. You notice it?
Yeah, almost as if people who find themselves in one group are more often to explore their sexuality and feelings, and as a result find themselves falling into more and more different subgroups because they're willing to explore those things. I don't know. Seems kind of normal to me. Maybe I'm wrong.
Pretty normal.
Almost as though social contagion is a thing. Clancy Withers, 19.
Oh my fucking god, the social contagion. Nova, have you heard that word before?
No.
Okay, so the social contagion theory is the idea that the reason we have more trans people is because it's popular and trendy to be trans, and therefore more people are coming out as trans, and it's a social contagion, but these people aren't really trans. That's what that's for. That's what that means.
It took me so many freaking years of like ignoring signs and then one day realizing, holy shit, I've been ignoring all of this stuff for so long.
Yeah.
Becoming trans doesn't take a day. It takes weeks and months of like finding yourself and realizing, holy shit, this actually might be me. Because I came out as non-binary over a year ago. And I've shifted from being pansexual to thinking, oh, I'm actually bisexual, to being just straight up gay. I went from girl, non-binary, to I want to be a guy all the time, but
Yep.
they, them is also perfectly fine.
Like, it's amazing how easy it is when you just take a moment to think about the labels that describe you and how well they function for you. Sometimes you find that other labels that you've been using to describe yourself kind of fall by the wayside after a bit. That's a normal thing that happens. And for Ben, it's just like, no, it's social contagion, it's evil. Ben, shut the fuck up. Get a swirly.
Realized they were asexual and aromantic in high school when they noticed how differently they experienced attraction compared to their peers. When asexual and aromantic people like someone, you're attracted to them as a person, and you are attracted to the way they are with you and the way they are with other people. This year, their Valentine is their friend Dax, who has helped them manage their Tourette syndrome. But we're supposed to pretend, again, that this is just a marginalized identity group. This isn't the person with the problem that probably we should focus on solving.
How would you solve the problem? Wait. Guys, I want you to think for just a moment the myriad of ways in which we might try to solve someone's asexuality. Just think about that statement for a second. Think about it for a quarter of a second. And I think you might find that, there's this thing
I could fix them.
There's this idea that we have had, this conversion therapy-esque idea of corrective sexual assault, we'll say. And it has been utilized to basically no real effect, but it has been utilized in an attempt to take people who either are attracted to the wrong types of people or are not attracted to anybody and try to solve those problems. They're not problems, though. They're just how people are attracted. Historically, though, these incredibly cruel methods have been used on people in an attempt to try to fix them. We've tried other similarly awful ways of trying to fix things like left-handedness and autism. These are not things that are to be fixed in the incredibly cruel ways we have tried to do so before, but it's very funny that someone like Ben would just kind of drop that right there. Like, oh, yeah, these are problems that should be fixed. Okay, what are you going to do about their Tourette's? What are you trying to do about their asexuality? What's your plan there, Ben?
There's a lot of things that just can't be fixed. Most things when it comes to sexuality, like all things actually, cannot be fixed. I am trans. I can fix that with like top surgery and hormones, but I can't fix that I was born in the wrong body. And I can't fix that I really fucking love men. Like, I can appreciate a woman's like beauty and sexiness, but anything else, I don't want to be with them.
Fixing implies that something is wrong and needs correcting. Your attractions are not things that are wrong and need correcting.
Exactly. And my being autistic and being depressed and all of those things, like, they're a part of me. And while I do hate being depressed, it is a part of me and it has helped me grow as a person. And being autistic, I've learned to stop masking and being my true self. These are things that I don't want to be fixed because they're a part of me and they make me me.
I can say that when we first met each other 2 years ago, when we started hanging out and actually like met in real life, that person was a lot less comfortable than the person that I met last week. Like there was a night and day difference between those people, and most of that just kind of came down to learning to accept yourself, learning to just be you.
It's all of society that must change to be more tolerant. Okay, meanwhile, one more thing that I hate. So I love this headline from the New York Times. A Yale professor suggested mass suicide for old people in Japan. What did he mean? I mean, I think it was suggested in the first sentence that he wants all the old people to die. That would be the thing that he meant. His pronouncements could hardly sound more drastic. In interviews and public appearances, Yusuke Narita, an assistant professor of economics at Yale, has taken on the question of how to deal with the burdens of Japan's rapidly aging society. I feel like the only solution is pretty clear, he said during one online news program in late 2021. In the end, isn't it mass suicide and mass seppuku of the elderly? Seppuku is an act of ritual disembowelment that was code among dishonored samurai in the 19th century. First of all, I mean, if you're gonna kill all the old people, seppuku is a pretty bad way to go. It involved taking a knife and plunging in your stomach and going up and all your intestines. Last year, when asked by a school-aged boy to elaborate on his mass seppuku theories, Dr. Narita graphically described to a group of assembled students a scene from *Midsummer*, a 2019 horror film in which a Swedish cult sends one of its...
Okay, so he's hopped off of the topic that I wanted to cover now, and he's moved into another one. I don't have much to say about the... here's how we solve our elderly problem. That's its own video. If I were to comment on that, that would just be its own video. I wanted to listen long enough to see if there was any more that Ben was going to say about the thing I actually cared about, which was the title of his video. But apparently he's covering more things in this than just that. So I think that's about as far as we're going to get into that one for the time being. I don't see much reason to continue there. So that just leaves a discussion about the stuff that was actually said from Ben regarding ace people. I don't know. To me, it seemed like it was just Ben finding a group of people, upset that these people are considered minority or marginalized, and then complaining about that, and then trying to use the fact that he himself is Jewish as a defensive mechanism for that. That's about what I found. But I don't know. Maybe there's something I missed there. What about you, Nova?
I just find that this guy's a fucking idiot.
I mean, that's a logical response to Ben.
Like you said, and honestly, I think this guy just wanted something to complain about. Honestly, he doesn't want people to live the way that they want to live, and he wants to fucking ruin that and comment on it, and then bring in examples of people who are actually just being themselves, and then just shitting on them. That's all I'm taking from this. And also earlier, there was a fucking ad that he had, and it said not him's, his. And I was looking at that, I was like, what? Pronouns have been around forever. But now that they're such a big thing, people are getting upset that people want to use pronouns when it's been around forever.
It's just how we talk about people. It's just language. People get angry at they, and we have to point out that they is used in a singular way in a variety of methods. People get angry at people changing their pronouns around to he or she or what have you. Really, what it boils down to me is people are upset that the world around them is maybe a little more complicated than they're comfortable with. And instead of accepting that the world around them is a little more complex than what they're comfortable with, they would instead want to complain that their world was more simple and therefore it's better. The world can be a bit complex. It's okay.
I don't have pronouns anymore. I'm just a black hole.
You don't have... Wait, but the black hole's behind you.
I'm gonna merge with the black hole.
Thank you for redeeming your points, but we're in the middle of the armistice, so it's transformed into an... You fucking degen. But I will drink.
You fucking better. Is it actually water this time? Suris, I want you to get your ass up after this topic.
Uh-huh.
And go get yourself a big-ass cup of water.
Hey, Nova.
No.
Hey,
you fucking listen to me.
Hey, Nova.
Yeah?
You're cute.
Okay, and? I already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
You better go fucking get water.
I didn't say I was gonna do that.
You should do that, though.
I don't, but I have.
If you drink water, I'll drink water. But if you don't drink water, I'm gonna get myself a soda right now.
Have you drank soda since I dropped you off at the airport?
Yeah.
Have you drank soda since getting home?
Yeah.
So what changes?
That we should drink more water and hydrate ourselves. And that maybe my headache will go away properly if I drink water.
Fine.
He's drinking diet.
Damn, Mrs. Suris, you better do this. Look, and maybe just drink water because you should drink water. Vivi, I don't need you helping Nova here. I don't need you helping.
Water do make head no hurty, but if Suris is not going to drink water, why should I drink water?
Oh my god, fine. I'll go get a fucking cup of water, you troglodyte. Ivana, you can't come down here and make me drink water. You don't know where I live. But unfortunately, Nova does.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, that's the end of that topic. Apparently I've been bullied at the end of this. I'm regretting a lot of my life decisions. Nova, do you wanna shout out your Twitch stream or anything before I forcibly go to the kitchen and get shit, I guess?
So for those on YouTube, if you guys want to watch a comfy streamer, and even watch it side by side when Suris is streaming and I'm streaming, I am a comfy variety streamer. I am absolutely addicted to Final Fantasy XIV, but I play a lot of other games on my stream. So if you want to find comfy content and you want an escape from reality for just a little bit, my Twitch is NovaLightVT. Come and hang out. My chat is, they're all precious beans. We're all precious beans in here, so you can be one too.
That said, everybody, if you don't go follow and subscribe to Nova, I will find you and I will hurt you. I mean, what? Anyway, as always, everybody, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the content, hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already, over on YouTube anyway. And as always, everyone, insert end of video tagline here.